Aries, hello and welcome. My name is Ali from Indigo Ascension. If this is your first time to the channel, thanks for being here. You can find out a little bit more about the work that I do as an intuitive energy healer at the links below to my Facebook and my website address. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks for watching. Hopefully this message resonates. It's going to be a reflection of the energy of June 1st to the 5th. If you haven't already, guys, go check out your monthly June Practically Soulful reading and any of the readings from May, which do talk about the retrogrades that we've currently got going on. As above, so below. We are influenced by the planetary placements and the alchemical recipes they provide us in order to truly tap into transformation energy. Yeah, whether we're ascending out of old paradigms, stepping into new opportunities, Aries, it is completely up to us. And as empaths, intuitives and sensitives, no doubt we always feel the energetic impact of influential energy, whether that's from other people, from cosmic placements, or from, you know, what's going on globally. And as we all know, there's a lot going on globally, so we're noticing the mirroring and similarities and themes. Yeah, the retrogrades, there are 5 planets in retrograde this month, as well as 2 eclipses. Make no mistake, we're all being encouraged to really go through our own timelines and our past to identify what love means to us, what connection means to us, what intimacy means, what rules we've been told to live by, how love was modeled, how connection and healthy connection has been modeled to us, how we approach our own opportunities when they're offered to us. Do we retreat back in fear, or do we go for them? Do we repress our own opportunities for growth that we've actually manifested and asked for? Yeah. How do we deal with change? These are the energies this month, and make no mistake, there's going to be a little bit of volatility, yes, but it's this conflict energy that exists within. We're wanting something new and still battling with where we're at. We're wanting to get to B, but we're still at A and trying to figure out how best to make those steps. Thanks to the eclipses, we're eclipsing anything that gets in our way, okay, of connecting into our highest ideal, our dreams, our goals, that next level of our life. After we've been through this introspection energy, thanks to the retrogrades, more often than not, we are the ones that get in our own way. Yeah, Aries? And we get to decide with a full heart and our strongest intention what we will choose for ourselves moving forward, despite what I've done in the past, despite what's happened to me, despite what life has shown me. Okay, let's take a look. I want to do something a little bit different. Obviously, it's great to connect in to higher consciousness, higher wisdom, all that sort of stuff, Aries. But the very reality that we find ourselves in is a 3D one. So how do we, we can know things and agree with awareness on a higher level, but it's not until we face the human classrooms that like to show up as the spiritual growth opportunities, if you like, the conflict we experience, the vulnerability we experience in our connections, you know, the opportunities that are presented on our path. These are the 3D ways in which spirit and soul, higher self, whatever you want to call it, asks us, is this it? Is this where you get to integrate that? So I wanted to do a little bit different reading style where I look at your energy and the other. Now, please know the other can represent a person that you're in a relationship with. It can represent an opportunity that you're wanting to grow towards, a project, a change in a career, a challenge you are going through, whatever the case may be. When it comes to the June theme, so like I said, go check out your monthly. How this is presenting for you in the practical realities will be reflected on the table today. I'll look at the binding energy, the energy that connects you both, or between you and that point in the timeline, if you like. And I'll also do some clarification cards as well to see if we can clarify some of it. And if I'm so feeling called to, I'll also pull some soul cards as well, because I have done that for a few of the zodiacs, not all of them, but I have felt the need to do that for some of the zodiacs. Okay, my lovely Aries, let's take a look, my dear, at your energy. And it will be a reflection of things that you're perhaps going through, situations you're experiencing, what they mean for you. And then we'll take a look at the other, like I said, whether that's a person, place or thing, challenge, and see how they mirror and what we're learning most of all. 9 of Cups, the Star, the King of Cups. Wowee. Wow, well, I can just finish the reading right there and just say everything is fabulous at the moment, Aries. There's beautiful emotional harmony, emotional fulfillment. Like, I'm definitely connecting into areas that are feeling like everything, and especially perhaps even their love relationships, which is, you know, like the Greeks say, there are 8 types of love. There are many forms of love, not just romantic love. And certainly we have love relationships with family, friends, ourselves, our community, our world, okay? But this is emotional harmony and divine blessings when it comes to the emotional body. I'm going to say that there's been a blessing here, thanks to the Star, Aries, after a time perhaps that felt completely chaotic, because the Star is the card in the major arcana of the tarot that follows the Tower. Okay, so perhaps in the distant past, the recent past, you went through quite a tumultuous fall of Babylon, feeling where everything, structures, foundations, relationships, connections, sudden awakenings, rude awakenings, awareness, or endings, career, relationships, otherwise, where everything came crashing down. I feel I'm connecting into Aries that are now seeing the divine blessings, that everything had to happen exactly the way they did to get you to where you are now. I wonder what that is. King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but certainly this is about emotional mastery and acting on our emotions. You know, when you sit and you feel just happy and joyful, and then we're acting on those feelings, which we're making healthy choices, we're making fruitful choices, we're making abundant choices because we want to, because we feel happy to, because that's this feeling. This is also the person we go to speak about our emotions, and we're finding some connectivity here in another that we just have emotional resonance with. So by all means, it's not just someone that we can emotionally connect to, it's someone that gets me at my heart level. You might be connecting into a water sign, okay, Aries? And there's a 9 of Cups that kicked off your reading. Now the 9 of Cups is not quite the 10 of Cups, yes, but it's a pretty bloody good place to be. You're feeling blessed nonetheless, okay? Does that rhyme? You know that there's this next level up, and there's some things here. Perhaps you're planning things for around Christmas. I'm not sure, but you're waiting. You're happy to wait. You're looking at the synchronicities. You're grateful for the opportunities that this experience, this connection where you're at in life has provided you with. You're seeing things and you're balancing things out practically, emotionally, and cosmically. Now, you know, this channel is dedicated to empaths and sensitives, you know, and intuitives. You know, you don't have to necessarily have an active spiritual path that you pursue, but this is being in alignment with all that is, with all that you are. You are a soul body. You are guided by spirit, and just that it is the unseen energy that we cannot put a label on, yeah? Because our practical, see how she's got her foot on the soil? That's the practical side of life. The things, the tangible things that we can see and touch, our money, our achievements, whatever the case may be. The waters represent the emotional body. There's a beautiful harmony here where not only are you emotionally fulfilled, but there's a sense of magic with where you're at, the headspace you're at the moment, and feeling really grounded with where you're at in life too. You know, this is being reflected, this energy is being reflected in your outside reality, your practical earth reality, okay? Now when I say that, that's like, you know, when we feel good inside, we attract good to us too. It's all about frequency and energy, Aries, okay? And definitely a strong sense of emotional equilibrium with where I'm currently at. I really do want to check the other side to see what this might be in relation to. I'm definitely picking up on a connection, but I'm connecting into areas that just feel good with where everything's at. So you might even be, I've picked those cards upside down, guys, just letting you know they've all come out reversed because I was holding the deck upside down. You might be happy with where everything's at. You might be in a connection you've been in for a while. You might be in a beautiful new connection, okay, with a water sign, or with someone that seems to have a lot of emotional maturity than what you're perhaps used to. The other, okay, this I'm connecting in to the journey now that got you to here. This is not necessarily, let me just check. I just want to check what bridges you. I'm very much feeling hold on a minute, Aries. Okay, so we've got 3 9s. There's a closure that needs to happen, and I think you know this. It is you're waiting on some form of communication. You know a message is going to be coming your way, which may disrupt this new chapter, this new thing. You're waiting for the manifestation of a message, and perhaps there's a risk of you either sitting in that energy or stressing it out, or just waiting it out, okay? But if this is a person, I do want to say you're feeling really good with where you're at. You know exactly what this person means for you, where they're at, and there's definitely some explanatory bridging themes here. Where they're at, it looks like that there is an influential message that's received that can either tempt them to want to be on their own, to decide whether to be back on their own, and I'm wondering if it's tied into your past, because that's what I felt. I don't know if the past is at play here for this individual, because they feel the need to be completely logic about next steps. You may be connecting with a new person that is still tied into their past in some way or another, whether because children or property or finances are involved. The other, and like I said, if this is a long-standing relationship, you're feeling good. There's a couple of concerns for this person though. They're wanting to feel more strong in their finances. I can really interpret this in so many ways, and I just got a strong flood of Aries that are just in la-la land, not la-la land, but you guys are good. You guys are feeling good, and you're perhaps even looking around at friends, family, your opportunities moving forward, connections, whether they've been new or have existed for a while as far as romantic connections go. But you're just like, I don't understand what everyone's stressing about. Life's good. This is what I'm feeling. There is something or someone in your life that and if this is something, it either oscillates you, okay? It makes you feel like really stressed and anxious and overthinking, or it makes you feel like I've still got a lot to be grateful for, I've got a lot to look forward to. But it's like this depends on a message, it depends on guidance, a message that is received, that is I feel like it's being waited on. We're waiting for this energy to manifest because the 3 of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. There's an offer here. Wow, the Page of Cups is here too, like an offer or an apology, okay? In order to move forward, I'm having to defend something. Now, I'm picking up on a specific frequency here, and underneath that is the Queen of Swords. Guys, and the Empress. Okay, so that's like a third-party energy. Oh my God, and the Lovers is underneath that. And so is the Sun. And now the Emperor. I could just keep going. I think this is a story. How did this go? That went there. Okay. Aries, my love, let me just intuit. You're good. You're good. You're good. The bridging energy is this deep understanding of I'm going to manifest a commitment and I'm willing to juggle. And juggle means, okay, I'm wanting to manifest a commitment. Long-standing. This is a very slow-moving energy, though. It doesn't happen quickly, and he can almost be called someone that digs his heels in, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is an earth sign, so Virgus. I've just created my own star sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, okay? It is a slow-moving energy, but it's the commitment energy is slow and very grounded. So I can interpret that in so many ways. I'm just sure this is like you're chuffed, okay? Make no mistake, you're in a really good place. I'm in a really good place. I'm willing to see this out, wait this out. I'm going to be patient because I'm committed to the path I'm on, and I'm committed to the fact that I know I will respond with emotional maturity at anything that sort of raises its head on my path while I'm journeying on. Yeah? I have manifested this on some level. I know that everything is happening exactly as it should, and I'm willing to juggle. I'm juggling my reality, my acceptance of the fact that I'm at point A and I do want to be at point B, and I accept that I'm not there yet, and I'll juggle what I need in order to get to there. I'm not in a rush though, okay? I'm willing to juggle. This is the common energy that binds between you and the other, you and this experience, you and this potential. This thing, if it was a thing, okay, is something that is requiring a confirmation or a message. It's awaiting that, which will help you clarify whether you are financially okay or not, or what your financial prospects are moving forward. And there's definitely some form of ending that this message will confirm, Aries. And there's even a potential here that this situation, you know that you can oscillate between these two, and I'm now wondering if this is what you're juggling. This situation, this thing, this reality I'm trying to manifest and bring forward, it stresses me out that it's not here yet, yes, but I know that when it does come and when I'm in it and I'm experiencing it, it will make me feel like this. It's like a point in the timeline you're wanting to go to. So please let me explain this as a thing rather than explaining it as a person. You are very much in your emotional body, okay? Emotional mastery, which is great, but I want to say, as you wait on this message, there's a risk of you getting stuck in your head. Like I said earlier, stress and anxiety, thanks to the Nine of Swords. So I do want to suggest that the best way of it's elevating that. Take it up to the next level. There's nothing to be scared of when it comes to our thoughts. We know what is realistic and what isn't, okay? We can think all sorts of certain outcomes and that this might happen, that might happen, but then we really need to get to a point where we're asking ourselves, how much am I juggling? How much am I investing into my manifestation? And more importantly, Aries, what am I manifesting? If I sit here, make no mistake, that will manifest into the Ten of Swords. But if I'm focused perhaps on what I've currently got, these are both nines. You literally can go either way with this path to this destination you're wanting, all right? I feel in this case, it can be news about finances, all right? So your long-term future. So it might even be real estate, and I'm feeling real estate with this card. I don't know why. You know that you can invest in thinking like that, or you can invest in manifesting this. Now, manifestation is not about being wishy-washy, but there is a risk here of you being wishy-washy in all this, being overly confident of where I'm at without being practical. There's nothing wrong with this energy. This is beautiful. Okay, it's a healthy state of emotional balance, knowing that everything, and you're perhaps even spiritually connected to a point that you're not even going to be concerning yourself with earthly realms. What job responsibilities? You know, it's this. So we can be disconnected when we start to do that, is what I want to say, okay? Definitely indulge, love it, live it, but then don't forget to merge this energy down to the 3D, because I do see here there's a desire to disconnect from the 3D, especially if it looks like this. And there's perhaps areas out there that have been juggling these two parts of themselves when they're viewing this thing, this opportunity, this challenge. You know you've manifested something, you're committed to the long haul, but there's also, knowing the Aryan energy, you guys are perhaps frustrated that it's not moving as fast as you would like, okay? Which frustrates you and gets you stuck in your thought body where you're overthinking things. So the suggestion then is to know exactly from a mind mastery level, like really let your thoughts be your friend in the first couple of weeks of June, where you can start to focus on the good, what is tangible, how much you have achieved, how much you have got that is considered security, self-sufficiency, your ability to be self-sufficient. So if there is no, like, as an example, if you're not at the dollar figure you want in your bank account, you know that you have the skills and ability to go out and get something tomorrow if you need to. You know, it's that sort of positive focus on tangible investments and offerings that describe who you are. Because I get it, in the night time when we're alone, there's always this temptation to dip into this, because life can feel really overwhelming when we're carrying not just one thought but many, like 9 different things that we're stressing about, and there's no sleep then. There's a risk of insomnia, and something can really keep you up at night. Yeah, So there's a level of mental mastery, thought mastery that is required here to maintain clear crystal awareness that we will always have that path to choose. Either that 9 of coins or that 9 of swords. Make no mistake, the stresses of finances are ending. Once you receive some news from someone that is perhaps an advisory figure, bank consultant, accountant, tax person, whatever the case, this is an advisor, all right? A professional that you can actually consult, that you're waiting on confirmation. That can even extend into a lawyer, solicitor, that lets you know via some form of message that your finances, or the ones that are rightfully yours that you've been stressing over, you can recoup and get to yourself to a point where you can start again. Okay? Because you're waiting for something, you're waiting for the manifestation of this thing. So that's why you're happy to just see this out, because you've been calling this forward anyway, all right? So that you can start again when it comes to how you feel about yourself, your path, you know, might even have children involved, okay? Because you've got a plan and you want that to move forward. You want, you know, as an Aries, that might have been the juggle. You know what your Aryan energy is like, and you want to be halfway through next year already, but you know that we're still here in 2020, and what a weird year it's been. You know that there's this frustration energy, bull in a china shop energy about you, where you know that it works well for certain things, but sometimes we have to hold ourselves back a little bit and put some boundary lines down. So put those healthy boundary lines down when it comes to you and your frustrations, because I do see there's a temptation here, but more strongly still just the gentle advice to take a wise approach to the logic of approaching and using the mental body and the thought body, our thoughts, our mind, to our potency, not to our downfall. Okay, if this was a person, okay, or a connection, look, there's a story here, and I feel like there is, if this is an existing relationship, there are concerns about money that we're needing to really look at how much it's affecting my thoughts, and I really need to get to a point of center, okay, practical, logical center, or get the advice of someone outside of us so that I can hear it from a third party, so that I can start to feel a lot more like this and self-sufficient and stable with where I'm at and my options, rather than this, okay? That's one story that I'm picking up on. That's the second story I'm picking up on. The need to wait it out for this message. There's going to be some good news in the first couple of weeks on some level. I do want to say, guys, that it's not the right time to make decisions. Look, I get it. We're all making decisions all of the time. But if this is a new thing, wait it out for the month of June as much as possible. But more importantly, with Mercury going retrograde, really crunch numbers, dot I's, cross T's, get advice where you can, really watch your words rather than charging ahead with, you know, your plans, your communications. This is that, I can't see it, but I know it's, I'm starting to see the manifestation of my results, okay? So if someone literally has been up at night stressed about money, it's going to start affecting health, all right? But if they've chosen to focus on what they have instead, they're going to start to see growth in that area too. What this individual wants is forward movement, but they also feel on the defensive. They're holding back, they're defending something on some level. There's an apology that they're waiting on. And that's what I was picking up, that storyline I was picking up earlier, is that this is one person's energy, and it most certainly can be yours, Aries, okay? You're waiting, you're patient, you're happy to, and that might even apply to the circumstances wherein you might have met someone during the last 3 months when we've all been in lockdown and you physically can't see each other, go visit each other, or whatever the case may be. But this new individual, or even you, because it might be their thoughts and feelings about your circumstances, they have concerns that they're not sure if they're single and free. Now, I don't say that lightly, like, you know, as separated parents, we have some form of tie to the past, some form of complications, or as we can make it as complicated as we like. Like, I feel like there's complications connected to a past connection. I don't feel there is dishonesty here, but there is genuine concern for the involvement of the baggage, the messages that are received. So maybe you talk to your ex, maybe you talk, now this is not going to apply for everyone, but I'm picking up on a specific frequency that I just need to get this out. Maybe you still communicate with them and that's an issue. Maybe children are involved and it makes you or them feel like this, okay? Stressful, simply because of, you know, if there's any disputes between you and your past person, that this person starts to feel the impact of that, and is seeing how you're very self-sufficient on your own, you're able to look after yourself. It's weird. I got it so strong before and now it's sort of just dissipating. Maybe I've hit a nerve. There's clarity here. There's a third party energy, like it's an old relationship. Maybe you're connected into someone that is in a connection and you know this, because there's nothing hidden here. There's the Lovers, the Queen of Swords, which is a divine counterpart to the King of Swords. The Lovers, the Empress, which is the wife, the mother of children. The Sun, clarity, affection. The Emperor, which is the divine counterpart to the Empress. Lots of online communications, because when perhaps not physically together. Take it however it resonates, Aries. This person is going through an ending. This person, okay, so however that resonates, they might be still closing things up with the mother of their children, or father of their children. You might be going through that stuff and you're completely okay because it's a life you've been living for a while now, a routine you've been living, but it affects them on some level because they've never been in a relationship with someone with children. That's the other thing here. There is a third party energy that is not hidden, okay? It is made known by all. The sun is very clear. There's nothing done in the dark here. There's no deception. But I do see here that the situation that someone comes with does cause stress and anxiety, and that person is waiting on news, okay? It might be the finalization of a divorce. It might be approval to move to a certain location. It might be definitely in the realms of children, okay? So when our energy as parents is deeply invested in our children and their upbringing and their well-being, we're not going to be at 100% when we're giving to new relationships, hey? So that's what I'm feeling here, is that this person, if they're not a parent, or they haven't been in a relationship with a parent before, with someone that is a parent, they may not understand the stresses that are involved in being what you need to be as a single parent, male or female. They may not be aware of how much toll that you have to carry, but you do it effortlessly. So what they're stressing over, they might be trying to work out why you're dragging your heels, or why official commitment takes a while. Is it because they're still wanting to go back to their ex? Is it, I think that might be the thing here. There's definitely kiddos involved, like there's children involved. 2 pages, 2 nines. So a boundary line is probably, and that might even just be with some clarity and confirmation and communication about where is this thing going, okay? A boundary line, a line needs to be drawn in the sand about plans moving forward, so we can all get clear and communicate this clearly, Just because we're feeling great, Aries, doesn't mean everyone else necessarily is. This is about empathically connecting into a need, about directions moving forward, love. Okay, the Chariot is about directions, travel, confirming travel. Can I come and see you? I can't wait to see you. This is what I'm feeling here. There's a connection that is a divine counterpart. Make no mistake. Empress and Emperor. The Lovers, the Queen, and King of Swords. Maybe last August is relevant because this is the Strength card. Somebody from your past. Maybe family or friends are of influence, if there is any influential energy or third-party energy. There's probably third-party energy because now we've got the Heartbreak card. And sometimes third-party influential energy doesn't have to be deceptive in the moment. It can be third-party influential energy that is the opinions of our friends and family about what we should do. Third-party energy could be the way in which we still carry trauma, pain and betrayal, and how we let that influence our experience of our connection. One person is definitely free-flowing and enjoying it because they see it and know it for what it is. Another person is juggling the sense of, do I let my whole heart into this, is what I'm feeling, because of the circumstances, because of their past, because of whatever the case may be, because of deceptive behavior. Okay? I do think the invitation most prominently in the month of June is to truly put some boundary lines in that regard and see, you know, make some plans. Just because we can't do this, but we can do this. This is where I'm at. This is how I feel. This is what I want. Because there is a strong emotional connection here. Actually, there is a strong emotional connection here, Aries, and a potential. It feels good for you. I just want to clarify now. What are we on? 30 minutes already. Okay, my darlings. I just had to work out what was going on here, because and that's normal. We come into a new connection, we come into a new experience, we've made a decision about this new step. That might even be, you know, the relationship it takes, or it has taken you to get to this point. You had to really look at all the nitty-gritty about the potentials, yeah? But you're feeling good now. So if this represents a circumstance metaphorically, you're feeling good now about where it's at and what it can be, and you're happy to wait this out because of all these reasons. If this is, like I said, if it's about money, if it's about career, if it's about being practical, communicating boundaries, it's about knowing that in ourselves we can choose to obviously stress over things, or look at what we have got, what we have built and gained. Let's clarify. Interesting. There's fear here. This side of the fence, there's a potential here to deceive ourselves or deceive each other with how much fear is involved. That's relevant for someone out there. There's also definitely a drive to rush things and want things, but then there's this tendency when we are in fear energy to revert to this, and I feel like it's cold Queen of Swords energy. Like, make no mistake, she's been through a lot in her life. She doesn't put up with BS. She knows what her boundaries are, but she can be cold. So just be aware, Aries, whether this is yourself or another, that when people are indecisive or in fear, or don't have a clear picture about everything that's in play, sometimes we can be really cold. We can revert to that energy. There's something here about the last 2 years that you have learned about the deceptive behavior. Look, the Queen and King of Swords have shown up again, guys. That's a divine counterpart. Aries, you might be connecting into someone that meets you on the mind level, okay, that you really do resonate with when it comes to their intelligence and their views on the world, the way they see themselves and potential plans, whatever the case may be. This is your divine counterpart, but it also rules the realms of air, okay, the thought body, so Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. It's also something that kicked off very quickly. Look at this. It's the Knight, the Queen, and the King of Swords. Something that kicked off very quickly. And it started like one person pursuing the other very like forcefully. Not in a bad way, but you know, when people are just eager. This is what I'm thinking, like rushing towards the other. This situation started off really quickly. This situation can help you truly balance the divine masculine and feminine elements within when it comes to your thoughts and perceptions about your path, your plans moving forward. The last 2 years were very much big wisdom teachers, Aries, about the role deception has played in your life and how ultimately we can deceive ourselves. without that communication, without that open-hearted communication with anyone, okay? Just because I feel like this doesn't mean I truly know that someone else feels like that too. Like, I need to keep those lines of communication open. I feel more so like something wasn't communicated to you, okay? And your side, okay, or this side I should say, is clarified. So the Nine of Cups is clarified by the Five of Swords. The Star card is clarified by the Death card. And the King of Cups is clarified by the Hierophant. Now, your King of Cups, someone that you connect to on an emotional body, emotional level, might be a Taurus, okay? This is Scorpio energy and Aquarius energy. Those seasons might be relevant too. Taurus season might be relevant. Aquarius season, January, February might be relevant. Oh, sorry, is it? Yeah, January into February. And Scorpio season might be relevant, okay? The Five of Swords over the Nine of Cups. Now let's take a look at this interesting energy. It's my wishes fulfilled, and I will go into battle for this. Maybe you've come out of this conflicting energy because there's this Death card. There's an end to a cycle. There's been a blessing, an ending in some way. And it was almost like perhaps the hand of fate had to get turned in a certain way in order for you to release the intensity of your tie, excuse me, to a certain outcome is what I want to say, because there were higher principles at play when it comes to how I was feeling within my emotional self about my situation, about that person, about my experience. Okay? Something's not balanced here though. I want to clarify these cards in the middle. There's a closing of a cycle and a commitment to a new path in many ways, Aries. And someone is juggling how to best and fully close an old cycle, old way of being, an old connection, an old routine, in order to truly commit to this path that I can see and feel, and I've actually manifested, and I feel that applies to you and the other. They want this, but when we both want something, we each have our own thought and emotional processes about how we start to implement that change. So that's relevant. Just be aware of that perhaps in the first couple of weeks of June, when we do notice this rise in frustration energy because of all the activity that's going on and these eclipses, that not everyone travels at the same pace we do, and same too as applies to them if they get frustrated with you for not making decisions quick enough. There's a commitment here to my Empress, okay? A relationship that fulfills me, something I have manifested. This is manifestation energy, you know? This is wholesome connection and nurture. This is motherhood. I'm committed to my role as a mother, first and foremost. So it's great that I've met this new individual that's perhaps never been with someone that's got kids, or they have, you know, whatever the case may be, they might be stressed out about my reality because it involves other people, naturally, because I've had children with other people. But I'm committing to myself as a mother first before I commit to anything else. So that's why I'm taking my sweet damn time. Because life is cyclical and all things can change in an instant. Yeah, Aries. Well, not really. I feel very grounded energy, but also a lot of patience from your side, from this side of things. You are integrating the wisdoms of the journey so far. Yeah, I just wanted to say that there's a commitment here, and there's a definite closing of a chapter, cycle, experience, okay? The King of Pentacles points to money, marriage, all right? There'll be no more juggling and wondering how best to invest. Alrighty, so this is applying to you, and this applies to real estate, finance, career. I do feel that the news will be there, okay? That will help you see things in a whole new way, to help you close off the last 2 year cycle in many ways, Aries. But it's gifted you an opportunity to really tweak, grind, perfect the level of the mind, is what I do want to say. You seeing yourself and your opportunities in a whole new way. You're seeing the role of influential people, perhaps even, but I feel like you're closing a chapter here, okay? All right, my lovely Aries, I hope this resonates. If it does, please leave a message. If you are new, like I said, if you're new to the channel, please do like, share, subscribe. If you feel called to, the next reading for you will be later in June, and I do hope you join back for then. All right, Aries, have a beautiful first 2 weeks of June. Namaste. Thanks for watching.